welcome back to Creative Tuesdays with Liz. I'm very happy again to be here this week, and I hope everybody had a great week this past week, and that you just really enjoyed creating your 3D mugs of hot tea, and that you had fun with that, and that you are ready to come together and create again today. Today we will be creating a magazine strip collage. So you'll need some old magazines, maybe some sales papers, colorful sales papers that come in the mail. You'll need plain paper, scissors, glue. You'll need some colored construction paper and maybe a pencil so that you can draw out a shape on your colored construction paper that will be the frame. I'm actually going to do a small size, a small half piece. That's what I'm going to do. You can do it full size. You can do it any size that you want to. But so you might want to just have your piece of color construction paper and use a pencil to just kind of sketch out whatever shape you want. You could do a frog or a Mickey Mouse head. You could do a pineapple, an elephant, a heart, something simple like a heart, a diamond, any shape that you can think of, a flower shape. And this is just basically going to be a frame for our picture today. So you can start to get some magazines, and you can even use pieces that have the word print on them. Like those will end up looking really neat too, just that have like the little print on them. So you can find you some pages that you like and cut strips of them, or you could just cut you a few pages, make a few strips at a time if you wanted to. So I'm just going to cut and make a few strips at a time here, and then kind of I'll look through and see which ones I want. So there's some strips. You can make them, I wouldn't make them any wider than maybe a half an inch. I would make them at least half an inch, but not any bigger than that. If you want to make them smaller than that, or maybe, I mean, an inch would be fine, but I think that would just, you would have less diversity and things in your artwork if the larger or the wider you made your strips be. So, but if you want to try it, making one with large strips, wide ones, and then one with skinny ones, you can do that. I really, really want you to have fun with this and create your own way, and the ideas that come into your head. Sometimes we start to create something and it's like, oh, it would be neat to do it this way, or I wonder what it would look like if I added this to it. Go with that. Create this any way that you want to. But so we will get our strips cut. Let's see, I'll look through this magazine and there's some colorful pages in it. Always. Here's some. This is a little bit thicker magazine paper, but we can use it all. These turn out so neat, so cool. I'm going to use another because I think this is a really neat, I like this lizard skin kind of on the front of this. I think that would be neat to add into my artwork today. I'll just cut another strip of that. All right. Oops. So now you will get ready to glue your strips down. And you might just want to, there's a sticky note on there. You might want to just glue, put a little bit of glue at a time so your glue doesn't dry. Or if you wanted to go ahead and glue your whole paper, and then if you find that it has dried, put another little layer of glue over it. But you can choose to lay your strips all going in one direction. You can lay them in opposite directions. You can cut them in half. You don't have to keep them as long as the magazine page is itself. So you can, I really just want you to have fun with this. I'll cut that there. So I've got one going horizontal, and I think I'm going to have another one horizontal down on the bottom, and then I'm going to do some different, going in different directions in the middle. But you can glue them down any way that you want to. Like I said, I just want you to enjoy this and try out different ways. Maybe if you did them all in the same direction this time, you could do your project again and lay them out in different directions. So there we go. I'm going to cut some of these strips in half here. Alright. I'm going to have some going diagonal. Cut off that little tip there. I'll lay that down that way. I'll get another one and lay down. I'll go in the opposite direction. Then I'll get that glued down. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of it. I'll have some going up and down. I'll create, see, I think I like the word print. I think that just really ends up looking neat on it. So we'll glue that in. That in place there. And then I'm just going to keep layering these little strips on. And the goal is you want to get your whole paper that you're gluing on covered, so that the only thing you see is just all the different colors and prints from the magazine pages. So we'll get it all filled in, just to kind of keep that covered up, and then it would contrast really well with our colored piece of construction paper. So that will look super neat. And then you can glue them all on and then trim off certain spots that you want to trim off. Anyway. And if you need to pause the video at any time, you can do that. Pause the video, and then whenever you're ready, you can come back and press play, and we'll be here waiting for you. Fill in this little skinny strip here. And I'm going to cut pieces to kind of go with the diagonal line there, so you can see that one of the lines is diagonal on there. But I just mainly want you to have fun with this. And I mean, this is a super simple, super easy, you know, anybody you feel like can glue down strips of magazine pages on your paper. And but they look really, really neat. It looks like, you know, something that just took a lot of time and that you worked really hard on. So they look really, really good when they're done. And I'll fill this little section in here. Alright, like this is really starting to come together and look really cool. It is getting closer to springtime now, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to spend more and more time just outside and doing different things. But anytime that you're inside and you feel like you don't know what to do, just create something. You can create, and that will give you something to do and stay out of trouble and just have some fun. Not that any of us get into any trouble, but it's just something, you know, safe and fun you can do inside if you can't really get outside. All right. So I've got these. Then I'm going to go back and fill in these going. I did the ones on the inside of my diagonal lines vertical. And then these on the outside of the diagonal lines, I'm going to do horizontal. So I'm going to go back and glue those in. Get these pieces done. And fill in all my spots that I can. Can't really lift that up. Alright, and you know, I know that a lot of times art making, we also make a mess when we make art. And it's okay to make a mess, but we can clean up after ourselves as soon as we finish. So it's alright to make a mess and have fun with things as long as we clean up after ourselves. So, and we can definitely do that. So we'll just get all of this covered in and glued in. And I might just not fill mine in completely so that we can move on and I can show you how to do the rest of the project. Let's see. That was the right angle. And then we'll cut this off. You could wait to just cut off everything that's hanging over the edge on the end. At the end, you could wait to cut it off, or you can cut it off as you're going. Whatever works best for you. Let's see. Alright, I have almost got this finished here, filling in. But like I said, I think I'm just going to not fill it all in and just kind of finish the rest of the project here for you. So you will want if you use a half-size piece of paper, then you will need a half-size piece of construction paper for your frame. Or if you used a full-size piece of paper, you'll need a full-size piece of construction paper for your frame. But what you can do, you can draw your shape that you want your frame to be. So let's say we want a pineapple. So we can get a pineapple sketched out right here. And like I said, you can do any shape that you want to. Now we're going to want the frame, the outside of it whole. So you can very carefully place your finger on the back side and take your scissors and just kind of twist really slowly until it kind of pokes through the paper. And then you can get your scissors in there and cut out the rest of your shape. And I'm going to cut out, I know I didn't draw it with little spikes on it, but I'm going to cut little spikes on my pineapple here as I cut it out. Just kind of like real pineapples do. And then the leaves. And if you need someone to help you cut out your shape, or if you're a teacher and you've already got shapes cut out, you could even cut out the letter of your name. You could even cut out a letter and your frame would be a letter shape. Maybe if you're working on a certain letter that you're learning in school or in class, you could cut out like the letter L if that's what you're working on. Alright, and so see, here is the frame, what you're left with. So we're going to take our frame and we're going to glue it on top. And if this was all finished and filled in, you'd be able to see more of the shape, how it would look. It wouldn't kind of just look like lines and strips of magazine paper everywhere. You'd be able to kind of tidy it up a little, so to say. You'd glue your frame down on top of it. Just put glue around the edges of your frame and you can stick that on there. And there you go. So I hope that this was something that you enjoyed. You just kind of had fun creating these magazine strip collages today. And that please do take a picture. I almost forgot to say, take a picture of your work and go to social media and tag us, the Lancaster County Council of the Arts, in it so that we can see what each other's doing. That's always a really fun thing. And next week, we will come together and create something for St. Patrick's Day. So we will need all kinds of just different green things. I will show you how to fold and make a shamrock or a origami shamrock. So you'll need to have some square paper. You can go ahead and pre-cut it into squares, any size squares. It can be 4-inch squares, 2-inch squares, although you might not be able to fold too much out of that. But anyway, so we'll have some plain paper, construction paper, especially some green paper, glue, scissors, coloring utensils, and any other little extra thing that you have that you want to add to it. So I look forward to seeing you next week as we come together to create again. Thanks!